week of August, and we are going to talk about what I read in July. So July's book was The Woman in Cabin 10. So this book did for cruises what Jaws did for the ocean. So the book is compared to an Agatha Christie novel of Whodunnit, and I think you'll like it. But I just want to warn you, men who read this book didn't like it. Women who read this book also didn't like it, but at least they were a little bit more forgiving. So let's go through the book, shall we? This takes place in England. A woman named Laura Bablock, they call her Lo, is given a chance of a lifetime for her career. She's offered a chance to go aboard the Aurora, which is a fancy yacht that can only hold 10 cabins, so maximum 20 passengers. And the cruise is going to go into the North Sea to see the Aurora Borealis, which we all know as the Northern Lights. Something happens aboard the ship, and it all comes down to a tube of mascara. So if you want to hear absolutely hilarious reviews of this, there is an actual podcast where women get drunk and review books, and I'd like for them to invite me. I'll link it below. So this is a good book. Why is it a good book? Because you're going to turn the pages. All right, let's get ready for the criticism, shall we? We are in the middle of a pandemic. We know the difference between anxiety and depression. I don't think the author does. So I will link below or go through the difference between anxiety and depression and the medication that is prescribed for both. I'm not a psychiatrist, but I do work in healthcare, so I do know something about this. One of the reviewers on a YouTube channel who sounded like he's from Scotland, it was absolutely hilarious because she doesn't want to come across as weak because she is anxious and takes medication. And this reviewer took great offense to it, and you should see the review. It's really good. Not only did this reviewer take great offense to it, he also pointed out a typo in this book. And if there's a typo in this book, that gives me hope because I can get my book published because it's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's a typo. We'll get over it. This book was still a bestseller. It's a great book for a summer read. Now, let's keep going. The author is considered an unreliable narrator. So, did this really happen? Did someone disappear? Is the author the woman that disappeared? Who disappeared? And can we trust the author? So, that's one aspect of the book. The next is something that I want to discuss called the red herring. So when I was in the 9th grade in Nova Scotia, Canada, that's my dog, we read Agatha Christie because my English teacher loved Agatha Christie and specifically liked Hercule Poirot. He was the investigator in Agatha Christie's books, and we learned about the red herring. So the criticism they had was, why was there a robbery at the beginning of the book? So you might remember my book review last time where I said, you know what, I don't think I'm going to get this book read in time to do a book review for July because mentally I just don't have the headspace and the mental stamina to deal with more bad news. I don't know if you're paying attention to the news, but it's a hard time right now for a lot of people all over the world, and so I didn't think I'd be able to get through this simply because the opening of the book in the very beginning opens with a home invasion. I think that's everybody's worst nightmare. So the people said, why was this in there? Why was that in there? What about that incident where this happens with that character? Well, if you know about these mystery novels, they purposely put these dead ends and unresolved elements for the sake of developing the story. So I didn't have a problem with that, but I think readers who are not familiar with reading thrillers and mysteries take huge offense because they think they've been played. So I want you to comment below at the very when you get to the very end of the book, did she just write, hands down, a really awesome book and we all got hoodwinked? Or did she wrap it up nicely? So comment below. I can't wait for you to read it. I want you to tell me, what did you think of this book? And what did you think of Gone Girl? It was the movie with Ben Affleck, and I think her name is Rosemond. Oh, I'm blanking on the name. But it was Gone Girl. So what did you think? I really liked this book, and it did exactly what it was supposed to do. It kept me turning the pages. So I would give this a solid 3.5 out of 5. The name of the book for August is The Warmth of Other Suns. I want to read this in honor of Black Lives Matter movement, and I won't deny this is a difficult read. Just forget about the length. The length itself is substantial. It's 543 pages, but I'm committed. And you know what? If you don't finish this by the end of August, don't worry, because neither will I, but we will get through this together. And also, I'd like for you to comment below, what book should we read concurrently with this book, because this is heavy. It is heavy. Like, it's so beautifully written, I don't want to speed read through it. It's like liquid poetry. Like, I hope someday I'm as good as this writer, because she's fabulous. So tell me something light and fluffy that I can read concurrently while I'm reading this, because this is a commitment. So hope you enjoy the books. I just want to tell you one last thing. Please call your grandmother, your mother, your aunts, your uncles, your dad, your brothers and sisters, because I am 10 subscribers away from hitting 3 digits, and I would like to hit 3 digits with the finishing of this book. So please do that for me. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.